Welcome! In this video we're going to learn how to draw a reaction scheme in Chemdraw, making sure to line up all the components of the reaction, and also learning how to use some colors to highlight certain bond forming and breaking events. First, we're going to type out our various components of the reaction. We can draw our next components. And then use the text tool to add any substituents. So here you'll need to make the N superscript, so highlight it, and then at the top right, click superscript. On this one you can see it shifted it in the wrong direction. So what it means, we actually have to just put the nitrogen at the front. And then you can see it fixes it correctly. Here again we have to highlight the N and make it superscript. Here we can write H3C. It automatically made the 3 superscript. You might have to change the direction. Now it's the correct bonding. So here again it didn't take the NO properly, so we probably have to do O at the beginning and at the end. And then O and butyl. Then we want to add our plus. And finally we can add our arrow. So when you select an arrow, I typically recommend you select the smallest arrow. And for now I'm just going to draw it on the bottom since I didn't leave enough space. And then we can type in the other components. And subscript the 3, initiator, and then solvent underneath. The next step is to make it all line up nicely. So if you click on the drawing tool, which is either circle or square, you can see there's a line here. So this will allow me to now just draw a long line across the whole paper. And now I'm just going to line up everything onto the line. And the key is you want to center everything, and that's how it'll really look nice in the end. So on each of these you can see that there's a handle in the middle of the picture, and that'll let you center it. Then we'll take the arrow and move that up. And then we just want our solvent and our initiator to be lined up nicely too. And then our last plus sign. Once we've lined those all up, we should be able to take away that line. And now we can delete it and we have a really nicely lined up reaction. One thing you'll notice is the fonts are all different, so you want to highlight everything. Usually after I've written a reaction and finished up with everything, I then highlight and make all of the font be Arial and size 10. So do change settings, size 10. And now it all just looks much cleaner and much more consistent. A couple other things that are used in this particular drawing. You can see we have labels for 1A and 1B. So if I copy it, for lining up in Chemdraw it can be tricky, so you can also just stick them next to each other and then arrow to the right to get it to be nicely centered and lined up. I'm going to center them under those bonds, select both by shift and clicking, and then move it up. And I also want to make both of them bold. The other option for lining these up is to use a guideline like you did in the first step. And then I'll write 1B. And then we have some more font colors we want to do. So when I click on this O, I want to highlight the O and make it bold, and then I want to change the color. So if I want the color they have, I can click on Other and try and find it here. So it looks like it's kind of a purpley, so I'm going to use that. And once I have that, it then actually puts it into my color scheme. For the nitrogen, I'm going to highlight it, make it bold. I'm just going to use this blue, and then go to the hydrogen atom over here, make it blue, and over here make the hydrogen atom blue, the oxygen, highlight it purple, and the nitrogen blue, and then I need to make them all bold. I forgot to make the other hydrogen atom bold, so we'll make that bold. Okay, so now all of our font colors look pretty good. All that's left is to do the pink highlighting. So again, I'm going to go to the Shapes tool, which had a line last. That's what it looks like. I can use this oval, filled in oval, and I'm just going to draw an oval that's about the right size, and then I'm going to have to rotate it. So if I select the square tool, I can rotate it to be in line with that bond. And I want the color to be nice, so I'm going to go to Other again and select the approximate color I need. And here you just have to play around until you find the one you want. So that looks pretty close to what they have. Select OK. And I'm just going to copy this to the others. Control C, Control V. And you could argue it's not exactly the same as theirs, but it's pretty close. Now I'm going to press Shift and click on each of them. Now it's selected all three of them. And go to Object and Send to Back. So now it's behind the bond, and that looks pretty decent. This one I'm going to move a little bit just to make it a bit better. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.